Hi everybody, this is Nathan here. In this video, I'm going to reveal and show you how to activate $1 million business plan in 90 days. Now, in actual fact, if you are about to start a business or you are here and you feel your business is running low, this is for you. In this video, you will surely see day by day how you can pick your business from zero and run it up to $1 million business. Now, I want you to know that this formula that I'm using is something that I've researched over a year or two. Now, when I want to start my business and I really want to take it very high, one thing that I was asking myself was that, now, how am I going to do this? Now, in life, anything at all that you are looking for, somebody else has already done it. So I realized that there are certain millionaires online that are already crushing it. And if I can see the template and whatever they are doing, then of course I can pick on those templates, because it is said that success always leaves a clue. And your duty is to follow those clues. So I went about researching and getting to know what the big guys are doing. I look at a person like Dan Luke. Now, Dan Luke is known as the king of high ticket sales. Now, he has the ability to sell high volume products that are very high in prices. I also look at a person like Gary Vee. Most of you, if you've been online as long as I have been, you will know somebody like Gary Vee. Gary Vee is an entrepreneur. In actual fact, he's an investor, an author, and then an internet personality. And then also Grant Cardone. Now, this is a multi-million businessman. He's a real estate mogul. And then one other person that I also looked at is Patrick Bet-David. Now, this guy, in actual fact, is also an entrepreneur. Most entrepreneurs knows how to go about the game. He's a businessman and also a finance person. I also touch on Myron Golden. I mean, if you've been online, Myron Golden is a new kid on the block. I mean, this is a guy who is a businessman. He's a sales and marketing strategist. He's a public speaker, and he's also an author. Now, after examining all these guys who are really gurus, I mean, guys that I emulate and I look up to, I was able to pick the cream de la cream. I was able to isolate certain habits, certain templates, and certain things that they were doing that is causing them to crash their business and then taking it to the levels that they have taken it. So I have simplified this, that if you want to achieve this in 90 days, how do you go about it? I've broken it down into step by step, week by week, day by day. So I just want you to follow me. Let's go gradually into the things that I was able to collect, and I believe and I trust you that by the time I finish, you will be in the position to pick whatever you are doing and then take it to the next level.
Hi, my name is Nathan, and I help men over 40 to generate consistent income online, especially those who do not have any pension benefits or any safety net awaiting them. Now, if you are here and you really resonate with what I'm saying, then you can join in by checking the link at the bottom of this video, and you'll be most welcome.
So these 90 days blueprint that I'm about to show you were formats that these multimillionaires have used in one way or the other to skyrocket their businesses from ground zero to the highest level. I want you to stay tuned because we are going to do this together. I've simplified these processes, and you could take them and then apply them, and surely your business surely will also start moving. Now, over 2 years of committed and persistent effort has gone into this, and I hope and I believe that you are going to really use them and apply them to what you are doing. Let's dive right into it. Now, it is very easy to look at the 90 days as a very short period, but I want to take it in bits. I'm doing like week by week, some 10 days, some 15 days, these are activities that you are supposed to take into consideration. And then let's look at your first 1 to 7 days. Now, plan and create your perfect week. Now, what do I mean by this? A week is basically a minimum number of days that you can use to achieve a particular aim. Like from the beginning of every endeavor, there is a need for you to have a plan. Now we are considering a week plan as an activity that you can embed yourself into, so that by the end of 7 days you can actually realize that this is what I have gained. And it's always better to have a broader plan. I mean, a broader plan in a sense that your business must have a yearly plan, a monthly plan, a weekly, and a daily plan. And that is the focus that we want to implement into the weekly plans that I'm going to talk about. Your goals and your plans for the years are very necessary, but these things are broken down into weekly days and then what you have to do. Now, what are your goals and plans for the year? Break them down into months, into weeks, into days, and even into hours. Now, one thing that I realized from all these wonderful guys is that each and every one of them always uses a personal calendar. Now, what do I mean by this? They break their yearly plan into months, weekly, days, and even right down to hours, even sometimes to minutes. So if you can also adopt the same category of doing things, then you should know that you are emulating after the most richest people and what they are doing. Now, you have to always ensure that on your calendar, 80% of your activities, which is supposed to take you to where you want to go, are embedded in your calendar. Now, when you look at the broad spectrum of your calendar, and then whatever is on the calendar does not reflect 80% of your goals and ambition and where you want to take your business, you need to take a second look at your calendar. Now, how do you make sure that you are doing what's supposed to be done? Now, you need to have a daily routine, because it is out of your daily routines that you structure what you are supposed to achieve in a week. Now, when you pick your daily activities, what you are saying is that there is 24 hours in a day. So what actually do you want to do within that 24 hours, which will reflect your goal that you have on your calendar? And then one thing that I realize most of them are doing is that they plan their day on paper, because you see, and you do this before you sleep. I mean, like the next day, I mean, the day before, you plan whatever you want to activate or do in your next day on paper. So you make sure that your daily routine is outlined on paper before you start your day. Now, what do I mean by that? How do you go about this? Before your day ends, you should ask yourself, that's okay, what am I doing tomorrow? Now, these are the targets on my calendar. On this particular day, if it's a Monday or a Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm supposed to shoot a video. So can I put together a plan that will actually tell me what I'm going to do in that video? How many minutes am I going to shoot the video? After the video, what activities again am I going to engage in? Now, everything has to be outlined bit by bit, minute by minute on paper before you sleep. Now, when you are able to do this, your subconscious mind has the ability of marinating that which you have planned the day before into your system. So by the time you wake up the next day, you come to realize that your mind in a way has figured out all the things that you really want to do and how you want to do it. So you go through your day with ease because you planned everything the day before. Now, if you form the habit of doing this, it's really going to help you, and it will take you much further than ever before. Now, the benefit of planning the day before, it gives you a mind that that helps you to really grasp the opportunity of the day. You go over the day before it arrives. I mean, the brain creates new neuron paths. I mean, this is what you need to know. Each time you task the brain into a new activity or a new thing that has to be done, a new neuron paths are created. I mean, you realize that your brain actually assimilates these activities, and you can easily get them going. Now, all these things must be emanating from your calendar for the day, what the calendar is saying that you're supposed to do in that particular day. Now, one other habit that you need to have as a millionaire mindset is that you must have the habit of blocking and batching up your activities so that you have an effective and efficient day. Now, what do I mean by blocking and batching? Now, blocking and batching is that, as much as you have a calendar, you may wake up in a day and there are activities that you never plan them on your calendar. Let's say whilst you are going, you've had a call from your daughter that she's not well and you have to pick her from school to the hospital. Now, this is not something that you place on your calendar, but inadvertently it has inserted itself into your calendar. You have to again look at the calendar and then find a way of batching some other activities to this one that has just appeared. Let's say closer to the hospital where you are going is your next meeting. So is there a way that from the hospital you can batch those activities together and get them done, intertwined? Or probably an emergency came up. I mean, there's something that needs urgent attention. Can you really look at how best can I batch this new activity that is just showing on my calendar to the one that I'm supposed to do before, so that I can get them congruently done without really disrupting the whole of my activities for the day. So in stringing, you need to string your activities together. Do it in such a way that one follows the other and they all cumulatively gives you the benefits that you need for the day, so that you realize that your time is saved and you have the ability to do a lot more. So it is very important that your first 7 days of the week follows your calendar, and your calendar must be that which you want to achieve for your company. It has to be activities that moves the needle in your direction, not any other. You have to be mindful of distractions so that they don't come interrupting and taking you away from your target. These things are very important. Planning the first 7 days is very crucial, and you have to do this each and every week of the month so you can achieve a successful month. Now, from day 8 up to day 14, one thing that you need to know is that you manage your time and your energy. And for me, I manage more of my energy than even of my time, because my energy is very essential, because there are times when I put activities on my calendar, but if those activities fall within low energy levels, I realize that sometimes I could not even execute them at all, or sometimes I realize that no, the energy levels are too low, and it is quite discouraging trying to get those things done. So one thing that I'll urge you to manage, which most millionaires are doing, is that they look at their energy levels. Now, how do you feel when you wake up in the morning? Most times the morning is a time when our energy level is very high. Now, when you realize your energy level is very high around this time, this is the time where you have to peg most of your important activities. Let's say you really want to write a script for your video, or let's say you want to write a business proposal, or say you need something that requires deep thinking, something that requires isolation, something that requires you to have a very clear mindset to be able to do. Don't shift this activity down the day when your energy has been sapped and you don't really have enough to really run through this activity, but bring this activity into your most active part of the day. Now, if you realize that your morning is the most active, maybe from 9 till about 12 or 1 p.m., now try to isolate this period and then keep away all distractions from this period, and make sure anytime you are with yourself from 9 to about 1, you are doing the most important things that really is going to drive your business forward. Now, avoid yourself of every distraction. Distraction is one thing that has caused many not to be able to achieve their dream. Keep away social media, keep away things that will take your attention, football, TV, any other thing, and then focus and dive 100% into that which you have to do, and I can trust you. Now listen, when you do this and you add this as a habit, you realize that your achievement level will rock sky high. If it is possible, and probably you are a home worker, meaning you work from home, and you realize that there are activities at the environment that you are working in which is not helping you to enjoy your most highest energy level times, please move away from that sector. Get to a place where you will not be distracted. Now, get to a place where you can focus your energy on that which will move the needle in your direction. And I can tell you that your business will have the ability to move you from one level onto the other if you practice this consistently and you do it on your daily activities. Do this and let's see how your business will grow. And one issue that most entrepreneurs are facing of today is that how do I maintain my focus? How do I really focus and concentrate on one thing and get it done day by day? Especially if you're an entrepreneur, you may not have a boss who is breathing over your shoulder. Everything is up to you. You need to sit and decide what you are going to do. Now, one method that I use that I believe has helped, which I learned from these gurus, is that time yourself. I mean, if you realize that you cannot concentrate completely, probably for an hour, get a timer and break your time either into 15 minutes or 30 minutes slot. Now tell yourself that, okay, I'm focusing on this writing, or I'm checking my email for 30 minutes. You set a timer for 30 minutes and make sure you don't do any other thing within that 30 minutes. You are waiting until the alarm goes off before you leave the task in which you are embedding yourself into. Now, when you discipline yourself this way, you get to realize that most activities can be done easily by you, because in every activity that you pick, all you need to do is that, look, how long do I want to stay on this as my focus point? Let's say you want to do this for the next 20 minutes. Now set a timer for that 20 minutes. Focus and make sure until the timer goes off, you are not ever going to change the attitude. And when you do this, the next thing you need to do is that ensure that for everything that you time that you are supposed to do aligns exactly with what you have put on your calendar. Because many a times people just shoot out in a day and start doing things without consulting their calendar. So a whole week will go by, and when you try to evaluate the things that you have done, you get to realize that most of the activities do not align with your calendar, and therefore you are not on target and you are not shooting according to your goals. And for that matter, you will end your week and your month, and the achievements for that month will not have been realized. So at the end of the day, you have to do well to outline everything that all that you are putting into your activity must be something that is on your calendar, and then you should be able to do it successfully. Now separate the unsuccessful ones. Now when you end the day and you realize that, okay, I put this on my calendar but it didn't really help me, but I think this is more of a positive activity which is pushing my company forward. At the end of the week, you must sit down and align all those activities that are not helping you and pushing you forward. Make sure you delete them out of your calendar and replace them with activities that will cause you to move forward and get you to do much better in your day-to-day activities. So your 7 days will be well taken care of, and this is what you can replicate in your other weeks, and this is what will cause your month to end successfully for you. Now let's move on to, let's say, your day 16 to your day 30. One thing that I want you to do in these days, which I realize most millionaires are doing, is that you open communication lines for your product and services. You must be in business already, therefore you have some product and some services that people need to buy, and you know that profit is made out of the services that you render to people or the product that you sell to people. And social media is one big way to make yourself and your product and services known. So take advantage of your groups, your followers, you get me, your friends. Now I was so amazed when I check on my phone and I realized that the number of contacts that I have on my phone is over 7,000. So what it means is that in one way or the other, I have come into contact with over 7,000 people. Now, some of these people are also on my WhatsApp group. Some of them are following me on other platforms. Now, so if you want to sell a product or a service, these are the low-hanging fruit. These are the first people of contact that you need to do. Don't expect to use any sophisticated software or anything that will cause you to procrastinate. Now just go ordinarily into your groups and even try to engage people one after the other. On your daily plan, you could have this as an assignment. So you can tell yourself that on a day-to-day basis, you are just going to use 30 minutes to talk to probably 10 people in your group. Don't let this group lie idle on your phone. I mean, every group or every person that you have on your phone is an important personality, and you can engage those people and then make sure you are making the best out of each and every person. You may not know, because you may just be one conversation away from achieving your dreams. There could be one singular person who could turn your fortunes around, and you may not have any idea about it. So each time that these groups are lying on your phone, just engage them. Beyond the platform, arrange other physical meetings. Now, you realize that sometimes you can just engage somebody on a WhatsApp chat or probably a text chat or something, and then you can arrange other physical meetings to meet the person outside online, get to know each other very well. One thing that one of my mentors told me was that the more handshakes you make, the more money you can make. So form the habit of taking people outside the online domain and then bring them into physicality. Meet them personally, have friendship, engage, and then get to know each other. These things goes a long way to get you going with your product and your services. You can form alliances, you can get brand deals, and you can do so many things. Now, one thing that you must also learn to do is that learn to automate. Most of the millionaires that I research, I realize one thing, that you don't always have to be there to answer every query or every question. You must learn how to automate by the use of systems. Now, this helps you in a way, to engage people even if you are not available, because you can't be available online 24/7. You have to find a way by which you can even still get people to, engage them. Automation, AI, issues and things can help you. When you dive into them, you get to know how your systems can get to reply people and get them to know who you are, what you do, and then give them the necessary information that they need before you can even meet them personally. That brings us to day 31 to day 40. Find a way to increase your margins. Now, profits always comes out of margins. That's one thing that you should know. There are only two ways by which you can increase how much margin that you are going to make. Is by one, selling more of the items that you are selling. It could either be your product or the services that you are rendering. And then number two, increasing the value. In actual fact, when you increase the value, the price may go up and your margins may also go up. But the one thing that I want to explain is that increasing doesn't necessarily mean that take the same product and just slap a higher price on it and then start burden people with higher prices. There are so many things you can do when it comes to price increase. One, you can increase the value of the product. You can add an accessory. If it's a training, you could increase probably the time duration in which you are delivering the training. You can do other adjustments. You can break the product into different parts and sell the various parts in isolation, or you can do maybe a bonus pack. All these things are avenues by which you can increase the profit margin that you are making on a particular product or service. So sit down critically and examine your product. If after 6 months you have not done anything concerning the pricing of your product, then probably your business model is weak or is not really functioning. After every six to 8 months, you should be able to evaluate your product once again and look at it and say, okay, I'm now going to add this accessory, or I'm now going to break this into parts, or I'm now going to leverage this other aspect, or I'm increasing the value, and for that matter is going to affect the profitability and the price levels that you are placing on these products and services. Now, when you do this, you can find that profit solves almost all problems, because most businesses will be struggling. The reason being that they are not charging enough, or they are not making enough margin out of the product that they are dispensing that will cause them to be able to prevail and survive in the market. A lot of other entrepreneurs are struggling, and then when you listen to the profile of all these men that I have been able to examine, there is one thing that they always let you know: they hire early. Now, hiring early means that you leverage your time. You bring somebody in who could assist you to do the very thing that you are already doing. By so doing, you buy back your time, because time is the most expensive thing that you cannot afford to lose. One thing you should know is that money is not the most expensive thing, it's time. Your time, when it is done, you cannot buy it back. If you don't have money today, you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. So you must always be trying and looking out for leverages that can help you to buy back your time. Now, you must also charge enough. You see, your product must have enough margin such that when you even employ somebody to come and execute the same thing that you used to do before, the person can still do it conveniently. The person will be able to be paid, and yet you will still not lose margin. So anytime when it comes to costing, you must have that mindset that, look, my cost plan should be such that should I engage somebody to come and execute and do the same thing that I'm doing, I should comfortably be able to pay that person and still be able to make margins. Now, when you have this plan in place, it means that at every point in time when you want to bring somebody into the domain of what you are doing, you still have the ability to do that, because you have embedded the cost of that person already into the profit margins of that which you are dispensing. And that is what most rich men are doing. They don't just, so costing is a whole course that not some of them will undertake. This is like, how do you price a product? What do you take into consideration? What are the nitty-gritties of coming and concluding that, okay, this service or this product that I'm offering need to go at this particular price. And when you engage in those courses, they teach you all these things. And one thing that I was able to snipe out of them was that your costing must always be embedded with a cost of rendering the service by a second or a third party element. So you should be able to take care of that particular person without much of an issue. Now, these things, as I'm saying them simply, may not happen in a day or two. That is why I normally give it a range of time. Now you realize that I said from day 31 to day 40, that is about a week-long activity. You need to have some consultations. You need to discuss it with other people who are in the same industry as you. You have to watch other niche and know what they are doing. How are people pricing their product? Make sure you are not overpricing. Make sure you are not underpricing. Make sure you are still competitive. So it takes about a week to do that. So from your day 31 to your day 40, you are supposed to find a way to make sure you are increasing your margin by taking into consideration how well you are also setting the prices of the product and services that you have. From day 41 to day 56, you need to create content daily. Now, I cannot say this enough. Now, most entrepreneurs shy away from content creation. In today's world, actually, it is not who you know, but who knows you. In the time past, we try to dwell upon, who do I know that can help me to do A, B, C, D. But then when it comes to really crushing it in business, you are looking at the masses who are ready to buy your product and your services. And people normally attend to your product and services when they trust and know you. And how would they know you? You may be in a corner somewhere that nobody have an idea about you. But if you decided to put content over there, people will engage with your content and get to know you over time without you being present. One of the best content that you could ever create is video. I mean, now video is the main thing. Most people are really going for video. Everybody wants to really watch what is going on. They want to see pictures, they want to see sound, they want to see movement. If you have the ability to create video, that's perfect. I mean, if you can't even create long content like I'm doing, you can even do reels. Short reels will definitely communicate some information, and there are certain groups that really like, short reels. The Gen Zs of today are really going for short reel. But if you really want to educate and turn prospecting to customers, the best thing to do is to produce long, length videos that really go and dive deep into your product and services, letting people know what you are about, your philosophies, your ideas, the product profile, why you did what you are doing, why you produce all these services and all that. I mean, that is the best you can do. So if you can dive into that, or probably start learning how to do that with an ordinary phone, I mean, you can just get yourself online without necessarily worrying your head over any other thing. But you can just turn the camera on and start shooting. From the beginning, it may not look very perfect, but then as you move on, you are really going to perfect it, and then you are going to get a lot of followers. It is said that people need to have an engagement with you over 7 times before they can trust and then buy something from you. So if you need this engagement before an exchange can be made, when are you going to do this 7 times? The only way is to put content out there, and then as you expose yourself to them and then they engage with you, they listen to you, they get confidence in you, and they get to trust you, then they will know that you are the kind of person who can deliver on your words. Okay, now let's move on to day 57 to, let's say, day 64. That is about a week long activity. And one thing that you need to do in this stretch is to make sure that you are leveraging the services of an extra person. You need to hire an assistant or an executive, somebody who can assist you to do the things that you need to do. Because let me tell you, if you want to escalate a business to a level that can make you millions, there is no way that you can achieve that by yourself. You need an assistant. You need somebody who is supposed to assist you. You need somebody who can be by your side and learn from you, so that the person can buy back your time, so that you can reinvest your time also into another level of investment that can bring up more returns. Most of the times, from the research that I did, realize that most entrepreneurs delay this decision, and sometimes we feel that we are all able, we have what it takes to really do the things that we need to do on a daily basis. But when you sit down and look at the profile of your activity, you get to realize one thing, that you may be burning your energy in areas that could easily be delegated, because anything at all that can be delegated, if you do it yourself, you are wasting your time and you are not investing best of your time into your business. So find out critically, don't postpone this decision, because one thing that I learned from all these people that I profile was that at very early time of their businesses, they bring in somebody quickly, they try to hire, they try to delegate, they try to give whatever they are doing to the second person who could quickly also handle them, so they can make more time to invest into things that they can never delegate to any other person. Now, the easiest way by which you can delegate is by forming the habit of documenting your activities. Now, whatever you do on a daily basis, in fact, it is said that if you do something more than twice a week and you have not documented it, then you are not functioning efficiently. So if there is something that you do every day, like you check your mail, like you reply to emails, like probably you arrange for some supplies, probably you check up your sales figures at the end of the day, or probably you have some meetings, or maybe you are dealing with dealers or distributors or any other. Most of these activities can be delegated. I mean, when you delegate, you leverage your time. So find a way of documenting your activities before you even bring in that person. On a day-to-day basis, if there's a format by which you answer your mail, try to document it. So, okay, when it comes to answering mails, this is the format in which I go about it. When it comes to saving money at the bank, this is how I go about it. When it comes to dealing with my distributors, this is the format. You can create templates that any other person can follow. Now, when you do that, it makes delegating and getting an assistant quite easy, because they have what it takes already. The templates are there, the SOP, the standard operating procedures, and those other plans, the stencils and everything that can guide any other person to do exactly the things that you are doing must be created way before you even think of bringing somebody on board. Now, when you do these things, it makes automation very easy, and it helps you to take your business from one level onto the other. There is no millionaire that have ever examined that is working alone. There is nothing like a one-man business, because before you can really crash it and make it in millions, you need a lot of activities going on at the same time. And the only way you can redeem your time and save your time is for you to have an assistant or delegate some activities to somebody. Now, from the beginning, when probably your income levels are not too high, you can start by hiring people temporarily. So maybe you can get somebody who comes in once a week to come and arrange all your books and helps you with your basic accounting. or you can get a secretary who comes in once a week and come and answer all the emails and the letters that has to be written, or probably there are some physical activities that needs to be done. You need to evaluate those activities and see how much time am I investing into these activities, and how can I buy back my time and then use this time and reinvest it into something that will have a higher ROI than the amount of time that I am using myself to do it. So if you need to clean your house and you realize that it's going to take you time and energy, then probably you may need to get somebody who could help you do it much better at a much lower cost than investing your own time into such an activity. So invariably, it is always best to examine your system, look at how you are operating, and then know when you want to infuse somebody who could be of help in your business. And when you do that, you realize that you are going to get more than, and you are going to earn much more than you will ever do when you try to do everything yourself. Don't try to use your time to do the petty things thinking that you are saving money. Your time is more valuable than the little time that you will use to pay somebody to come and execute the same person. You need to do your time and money audit, and you get to realize that what is the value of an hour to you, and how much will you pay somebody if the person spends the same hour doing a similar task which you can delegate. And when you do these things, your income will shoot high, and you realize that your time will be redeemed, and you have time for the most important thing that will bring multiplicity into that which you are doing. Now get this done in your days, and then you'll see how the response is going to be. Now let's jump on to the following week and let's see what you have to do there. Okay, now so let's move on to day 65 to day 75. That's a 10-day period, and what you're supposed to do within this timing, in actual fact, you're supposed to model success. And you don't just model, but you model and modify. Now, what I mean, like, let me explain. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. I mean, for everything that you are doing today, that you really want to be successful, somebody has already done it, and the person is doing it much better than you. So instead of trying to start everything by yourself, just look out for the people that you think are achieving the results that you are looking for, and then try and model whatever they are doing. Now, this is the reason why I went out there and I was studying all these 4 to 5 or 6 millionaires who are really doing well on the plane of business. And the best thing that I'm about to do, or I'm doing, is that I'm modeling what they are doing, and then I modify whatever they are doing. So you can accept their concept and their template and their ideologies and the way they go about their things, but then you need to sit also and examine those things critically, put them and tear them apart, and see how can you model and modify these things so they can suit your objective and then the plan and the vision that you have for your business. Like I said from the beginning, it is said that success always leaves a clue. So whatever they are doing that is making them successful, when you study them completely, you realize that there are always clues that you can also pick and follow. And that's exactly what I did. I realized that most of them do not really reinvent the wheel. Like if somebody is going into a business and he want to deal in finances, he normally goes out there and find out who is the best person or who is the guru in this niche or in this environment that is doing pretty well. Now he takes this person apart, try to examine whatever the person is doing, visit the platforms and websites and any other place, look at the format in which they are transacting their business, and then he modifies these activities to make sure they are much better adapted to what he wants to do. Now when this is done, it expedites your success level, because you don't start from scratch. You are just picking a template that somebody is using already. You are modifying that template to suit what you are doing, so that you don't really need to repeat everything all over again. So find a time to study success people. Now whatever you are doing, there's a person, so go to that person, look at what that person is doing. Tony Robbins said something that I always remember. I said, if you want to model any form of human excellence, you have to find somebody who is achieving the results you want in that achievement plane, and then model their physiology, the way they speak, and their mental syntax. So these are some of the areas: their physiology, physiology. Now, the person does well, is a speaker, or probably he's a public presenter, and you want to be like him. Look at his physiology. How does he carry himself when he's on stage? How does he speak? What are his pulses? What are the words and that he selects? The syntax of how he places his words one after the other. His body movement and his inflections. Now study these things and then try to adopt them and then modify them to suit you. Probably you may have a habit of not being able to speak as fast as that person speaks, but then you can know that when he speaks, these are the way he brings in his pauses, and these are way he simplifies his words for people to get to understand exactly what he's trying to communicate. Because communication without meaning, you are not communicating at all. So do well to study every area of business. Anybody at all that is in your domain that is doing a good thing, try to follow that person. And the best of all, if you really want to move very fast, is to hire a coach. Coaches are people who have been there, they've walked the path, and they've done exactly what you are doing. They know exactly what you want to achieve, and they've been there. That is the most important thing. So whatever they will tell you, when you apply it, you are getting somewhere. And for a coach, you have every reason to copy whatever your coach is telling you, and even apply it as it is without any modification, because you have bought, or you have paid him to take you through what he knows. So for a coach, you have the liberty to even go the extra mile of replicating exactly what that man did to become who he is today. And if you can afford it, don't think it's expensive, because the value that the coach will impact onto you, no money can buy. So expend the money, move the extra mile, and let this coach or whoever you hire really let you in on what he knows. And trust me, within the shortest possible time, you will be able to crush it and get to the level that the coach himself is going. Now, this is an important stage, and if you are able to take it, you'll be able to move faster than ever before. Now, let's go to our last week, which is day 76 to day 90. That one, you have to make sure you have a system. Now, this is very important. Now, I remember when I started working on my own, I have the habit of just throwing everything into the soup and then trying to do it my own way. And one of my mentors was telling me that you need to work with system. Now, what is a system? It is defined loosely by most entrepreneurs as save yourself time, energy, and money. Did I say that too fast? Save yourself time, energy, and money. Now, systems actually is a way of getting a template to work with. It's just like the template I spoke about when it comes to, trying to get an assistant or somebody to help you. Now, to create a system, so you need to document and template most of the things that you are doing, and then chain them in such a way that they can run concurrently, even when you are not available. Now, companies that do not have systems normally will go about things haphazardly, and this is not very efficient. Somebody else can follow the process and give you the results without getting yourself involved. That is what systems can do for you. And system helps you to buy back your time tremendously, because as much as possible, what you are working for is not money, but you are working to buy back your time. So use standard operating procedures. Try to document everything that you are doing into steps, so that each time when you are not available, somebody can just come around, pick whatever you are doing, and get it done simply without any struggle. So use checklists. Checklists are like when you have an opportunity to sit in the plane and you watch what the pilot goes about. Now, there are so many things that they need to tackle, and there is no humanly possible way by which they can just use and do these things straight from their thinking. So each time they sit down, they have a long checklist. Checklists are just a list of items that you want to make sure you've checked them each and every time that you get them executed. And by so doing, you have a routine and you ensure that nothing is missed. So you go checklist by like checklists. So you see a point, you do it, then you check. You do it, then you check. Now, when such systems are available, it is quite easy to delegate and get other people to get what to do what you are doing without any challenges. And in building systems, if it's a software system that you want to build or any other thing that will manage your business and any other, these are the workflows that they will pick, and then they will synchronize it and then use it to create probably a software or a system that can automate your activities. And all these things are there to do one thing for you, that will save your time and helps you to buy back your time so you can reinvent your time into something else. One other thing that I will encourage that you do, which I've seen across the plane, is that create what we call a playbook. Playbook has all the steps and a guide that gets all your business processes executed without you doing it. It's like a book that shows everything that goes on in your business. So if tomorrow you are not available and the book is presented, somebody who knows even nothing about what you are doing can sit down and read your playbook, and then you see step by step how every department and every organization is organized, and any other thing that you are doing in your businesses are organized. And then if you have to take care of your emails, learn how to use autoresponders. Autoresponders are systems that are embedded in your email services that has the ability of responding to your email automatically without you picking them and replying to them. Now, in this age of AI, AI has been embedded into most of the email systems such that AI can identify what the person is talking about in the mail, the questions that the person is asking, or any need that the person is expressing. And the system or the AI system can go to your database, pick an associate answer that really simplify or answers that which the person is asking. Now, all these things are done automatically, so you don't need to be there to check your mail, but the customer or the client or whatever is answered and taken care of just by using AI services and autoresponder systems. So it is good to dive into these things and get to know if you really want to buy back your time, so you can reinvest your time into other things and get to know how these things work. Now, when you get to know how they work and you learn how to use them, it's going to save you a ton of time and you are going to be more efficient. Your work can be done within the shortest possible time, and you can reinvest your time and earn more money and behave truly like the millionaires are doing. Now, finally, one last thing that you can take opportunity of is your ability to generate automated reports. Now, as your company or organization grows, you get to realize that you may be having one or two or three departments, and your key way of keeping in touch with these departments to know exactly what is going on is by causing them to be generating consistent reports, whether weekly or bi-weekly or monthly reports and what have you. There are systems that has been generated that can help in causing these reports to be generated within the shortest possible time. Now, when you embed and you do well to invest into these systems, it goes a long way to save you time, and your workers also can work more efficiently because they have the ability to do the fastest work that you can ever have. Now, if you do something for more than twice a week and you do not have it documented, you are not doing it right. Remember that, and then always make sure that anything at all that you are doing is well documented. But if there is one thing that has almost deviated those who are unsuccessful when it comes to business, is the ability to focus. And you see, this decision or this situation is becoming worse these days because invariably there are too many opportunities available nowadays. Now, when you go online, there are so many things calling your attention, and if you are not careful, your ability to focus and get one thing done becomes a big problem. And most people are not being successful because they are trying to be everything to everybody. Today they are into probably maybe affiliate marketing. Tomorrow another service attract their attention and they try to also tackle. They are dabbling in so many things, and they have the ability to focus on one thing and get it done has never been there. But when you look at the profile of all these successful people, one thing that they have been able to do and do well is to focus on one thing and get it done. When it comes to being successful, it is said that you need to master everything, but you need to lay on layer after layer of mastery. So you take one department and master it completely, and then take another one and master, and as you grow, this becomes, buckets of activities that you have mastered, so that when they are all brought together, you can have a congruent of activities that you have mastered that can cause you to be successful. But what do you do, or what do you see today? We are scattered all over the place, and we have not the ability to focus. Focus means that follow one course until success. That's what it means to focus. Follow one course until success. This may not be a dictionary definition, but that is what most entrepreneurs take it to be. It said if you want to be successful, then stay with one course and make sure you execute that course perfectly. Let people know you for that course. Make sure that anytime that course is mentioned, your name synonymously comes up. It's like when you mention iPhone, you remember Steve Jobs. When you mention computers, you know the names that comes into mind. And it goes on and on. So whatever you pick to do, your focus is very important. If I don't leave you with anything, or you can't remember anything from everything that I've done from the beginning, remember that for you to be successful in the particular endeavor, focusing is the key point. When you focus, you break the barrier, and people will notice you for it. You become the master of that industry, and you become the go-to person when it comes to solutions in that very industry. That is when you can thrive, and that is when you can multiply your income and multiply your profitability, and make sure that you are surfing the waves in that particular industry.
Hi, my name is Nathan, and I help men over 40 to generate consistent income online, especially those who do not have any pension benefits or any safety net awaiting them. Now, if you are here and you really resonate with what I'm saying, then you can join in by checking the link at the bottom of this video, and you'll be most welcome. If you are really interested and you really want to learn more, then I can bet you that the next video that is coming is the best that you have to watch. Don't miss it, because this has everything it takes to move you from where you are to your next level.
Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.